Hi everyone and welcome to my FIFA World Cup predictions for the Qatar World Cup 2022. I'm really excited about doing this. I wanted to kind of wait until a few of the squads were announced to get down to predictions, although I'm not really taking it super seriously. I'm not someone that claims to be a huge expert in the realm of knowledge in football, although I do love the sport very much. Regardless, I'm going to take this with a realistic approach, or as realistic as possible, I guess. Avoid as much bias as possible too, and yeah, hopefully predict everything right in the World Cup. Let's go. Obviously, we're going to start with Group A. Um, I think the safe bet is the Netherlands. Apart from that, though, this gives sort of Group A 2018 Russia World Cup vibes, where you kind of got one standout team who just so happens to be a bit of a dark horse, not a favourite, but a dark horse for winning the competition, and then three other teams of very similar quality in Qatar, Ecuador, and Senegal. Now, of course, Qatar are the weakest team in the World Cup, and they're also the lowest ranking-wise, but so are Russia in the last World Cup, and being the hosts propelled them to the quarterfinals, where they only lost on pens, if you remember, against Croatia. So I'm not going to count any of the three remaining teams aside from Holland. Like, I'm not going to discount them from progressing to the round of 16. I wouldn't be surprised if Ecuador, Senegal, or even Qatar actually made the final 16. However, I am going to be going with Senegal. Now, I do know that Mane is unlikely to play, unfortunately, which is a big shame. But they do have players in there like Crepin Diatta, like Keita Balde, like Ismail Assar, like Dyer, and Diallo. A few really really good attackers. Obviously, a very very strong midfield as well. The two, I was about to say the two gays, but that sounds exceptionally controversial. But Idrissa Gueye and the other Gueye, I don't know who that is, but anyway, he's a good Gueye. And then you've got Cheku Kiyate in there, Nampalys Mendy, Koulibaly at the back, Edouard Mendy in goal. They do have a strong team outside of just Mane, so I do think they'll go through. Ecuador have been really good, particularly defensively, in their matches leading up to the World Cup. So that kind of sways me back towards picking Ecuador to progress, but I am going to edge Senegal there. But if Ecuador or even Qatar make it, I won't actually be too surprised. Group A is a very difficult group to predict. Group B as well. I'm going to say England to top it. If they don't, then that would be just... I wouldn't mind getting that wrong, because there is no chance that getting anything less than 9 points, 9 very convincing points for England in this group, is acceptable. If they don't get 9 points, it's unacceptable. That's what I'm saying. So England will of course finish top. That's my prediction. In terms of second, Iran have a good manager, supposedly. They also have a pretty underrated side. Wales aren't very, they don't turn up to World Cups very often, so this is their first one in a long time, I believe. I think the whole dependence on Gareth Bale thing is a bit over exaggerated. I mean, now that I've said that, he's probably going to go win the Golden Boot and they're going to win the whole freaking thing. But my point is that I think Wales actually have a better team than what they're given credit for, but I don't think it's good enough to qualify for the round of 16. I've given Group B a lot of thought, and I still don't quite have my mind made up. I'm tempted to say USA. I think if their team can gel together and it can fulfill even half the potential that squad has, then I think they can probably top the group. USA actually have a really strong team, with the likes of Weston McKennie in there, with the likes of Ferreira up top, of course, Pulisic in there. I can't see Wales or Iran getting more points than USA, so I'm going to put them in second. But again, similar to Group A, the second place, spot is very up for grabs, I'd say. But if England don't finish first, then it's just a travesty. Group C, again, I think there's a safe bet there going for Argentina, who are on a crazy win streak at the moment. Of course, it's Lionel Messi's final World Cup, pretty well final World Cup. If he ever plays in another World Cup in 2026, it's going to be a bit of a rotation player, if that, if he's going to get any minutes, he's going to be in there for a bit of the sentiment and for the motivation for the rest of the squad. I actually have Poland coming out of the group rather than Mexico. I don't think Mexico have enough goals in them, and I don't think that they're strong enough at the back either. They've got an okay spine of the team, but I just don't think that they have enough to take points off teams like Argentina and Poland. Saudi Arabia shouldn't be an issue. You know, I don't want to dismiss them. They've got a good player there in Saman Al Farai, but apart from that, you know, he's their captain. But apart from that, I don't really see much in that Saudi team. So let's move on to Group D. Of course, Australia are going to... No, I'm kidding. Of course, we're finishing bottom. But in terms of Group D, in the last, I think, 5, maybe even 6 World Cups, the holders have gone out in the group stage of the following World Cup. Okay, do you understand that? People are not talking about the curse. It even just happened last year with Germany. It happened not last year, last World Cup. It happened with Germany. 4 years prior, it happened with Spain. 4 years prior to that, it happened with Italy. You know, it's gone back World Cup after World Cup after World Cup, okay? So we cannot dismiss that. However, I think the curse will be broken here purely because, and I know this is, I was going to, dismiss bias and all that sort of stuff, but I cannot get past the fact that Australia are in this group, and I'm rooting for Australia, so I just can't get my head around the fact that we're going to be a team that's going to prosper from France continuing that curse, if you know what I'm saying. I feel like, we're just going to get the bad luck end of it, and France are going to smash the group. So I think they will win the group. However, to future me reacting to this video, if the curse continues, I'll hold my hands up. But I do think the curse will end here. But no one's talking about the fact that all the holders go out, especially France. Every time France have won a World Cup, they've gone out in the following groups. It happens to them, and it happens to all the holders in modern World Cup history. So don't, dismiss France as a team that could go out. But obviously, I'm not going to predict that. Second place, I'm going to predict Denmark. That's quite easy. And I think Tunisia will finish third and Australia fourth. So now in Group E, this is one of the harder ones to predict. I think a lot of people are going to be going Spain and then Germany. But I'm actually going to go Germany to top the group and Spain to finish second. I don't know why. That's totally a gut feeling. Germany have an exciting team. Spain have an exciting team. I guess we'll see what happens. If it's the other way around, it is what it is. I'm mainly trying to get the teams that are going to progress, but, trying to guess the teams that are going to progress, sorry. So if it's in the other order, again, it is what it is, but I am trying to get them as accurate as possible. Group F, obviously Belgium top the group, and it's between Croatia and Morocco, but I'm going to go Croatia. If Morocco sneak in second place in Group F, I wouldn't be too surprised. They actually have a really good team, a lot better than what people give credit for. I don't see Canada sneaking in second spot. If they do, then power to them, but yeah, they don't have a very good team. Group G, it's easy to say. Brazil, one of the favourites for this competition. I think they're going to top the group. And coming in second, I think Switzerland, purely because they always just seem to end up in the round of 16, regardless of how they do in the groups. They kind of just it's almost like they're just always there. So I'm going to go safe and predict them. Cameroon, don't really have a shot. Serbia definitely have a shot, but I think Switzerland will edge them to it. The final group that we get to predict is Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. This is Group H. As much as I'd love to see Ghana get revenge on Uruguay for 12 years ago, if you know, you know, I don't see it happening. I see Portugal winning the group and Uruguay coming in second. So my group stage predictions sees this as the round of 16 layout. Now, this is where prediction for the World Cup can get a little bit interesting because, the likelihood is almost all of these fixtures won't actually be the fixtures that occur in real life. So, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to predict, I guess you could say, the group stage as accurately as possible and the winner of the competition as accurately as possible. So the first match is the Netherlands against the USA. I'm going to go with the Netherlands in that one. In Argentina versus Denmark, I'm going to go Argentina. In England versus Senegal, I'm going to go with England. France, Poland, I'm going with France. Germany, Croatia, I just go Germany. Brazil, Uruguay, that'd be a good game, but I go Brazil. Belgium, Spain, it's a tough one. I'd actually go Spain. I don't think Belgium's dodgy defense is capable of keeping Spain's fluent attack from putting too many goals past them. And I don't know how Belgium cohesively is going to get firing up top. It's a bit of a gamble. So I am going to put Spain to finish ahead of, to win ahead of Belgium there, sorry. And I think Portugal will beat Switzerland. Quite generic predictions, of course. There are going to be a couple of other throw out. What am I saying? There are going to be a couple of surprise package teams in the quarterfinal, semi-final. Who even knows about the final? But you know what I'm saying. That this will not be the quarterfinal layout. But if it is, I think that Argentina will beat the Netherlands. I think Brazil will beat Germany. I think England will beat France. Yes, you heard that correctly. I think England will beat France. I don't think France are going to go back to back. And I think everyone's writing off both Spain and Portugal for this World Cup. And I dead set don't know who to choose, Spain or Portugal. I'm going to go Portugal. Spain. It's Portugal. Spain. This is really tough. The likes of Pedri in there, Ansu Fati. No, I've got to go Portugal. I've got to go Portugal. So, as much as I'd love to see an Argentina-Portugal World Cup final, I just don't see it happening. I don't think Argentina will get there. I think they will. Their hopes will end against Brazil, and I think they will end up facing Portugal in the World Cup final. And I do think Brazil will win the World Cup. I think their team is slightly questionable in terms of how they're going to run as a unit, but I think they're just going to nudge it over other teams. So I think Brazil are going to win the World Cup 2022, and I actually think Argentina are going to come third, Portugal are going to come second. That's my thought process at the moment. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, then leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be much appreciated. But apart from that, I'll see you in the next video.